Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a general love reading for the collective. Not all of the messages that come through in this reading may apply to everyone watching today. So please only take in from this reading what speaks to your soul and what resonates for you and for your situation, and release the rest to the universe. So let's see what messages are coming through. What does the collective need to hear today, please? What do we need to know? I find myself overthinking everything. Well, I feel your person is spending a lot of time thinking about all of the things that happen between the two of you. The good things, the bad things, the in-between things as well. But in their overthinking, I feel that they are trying to figure out as well how to approach you, which could be what is creating some of the delays in all of this as well. Did your person ever overthink when the two of you were spending time together before? Because when we are overthinking, we are living in our head. And it is time for your person to get out of their head and into their heart space so that they can start making their way back to you. They may be thinking about, what if you don't take them back? What if you don't answer the phone? What if you won't hear them out? What if you don't let them put all of their cards out on the table and explain everything to you? They are also overthinking, what if you're not available? What if you moved on? What if you don't care about them? What if you don't love them anymore? But all of this is coming from their head. And what lives in our heads, constantly yapping away at us all of the time, our fears, our insecurities, our self-doubts, our lack of self-confidence, our low self-esteem, and all of that other crap that keeps us stuck in this place of feeling like a victim. It's time for your person to come out of their head and into their heart so that they can make their way back to you. But this is what they're going to do. Come out of their head, because what they're saying is they overthought things when the two of you were together. If they had gotten out of their head and into their heart when the two of you were together in the past, whether you were in a relationship or just talking and hanging out and spending time with each other or dating and getting to know each other, then all of the stuff that happened between the two of you probably wouldn't have happened, because your person wouldn't have had that knee-jerk reaction to all of their fears, and they would be able to have been in their heart. But fortunately, what this is saying is that there's going to be this connection between your person's heart and their head, because there was definitely a disconnect there in the past. Your person's going to be able to be someone who listens to their heart and listens to their soul, but then responds with their mind, which is where the communication comes from, but in a much more loving way than they ever did before, because your person sees and understands through all of this overthinking and overanalyzing that it is time to stop doing that and time to take action, which is what you guys need them to do. It's time to stop thinking and start following through and making something happen. That is what your person knows, and this is what they're working on right now. I am under a lot of pressure these days, and I feel stressed out. Well, I feel that many of you guys watching the reading are also stressed out by what's going on in this connection with your person, because if they are overthinking and they are under a lot of pressure and they are stressed out, guess what? You are going to pick all of that up from them. And sometimes it can be really difficult to identify what's our own stress, what is our own pressure, and what we have coming in from our person. But if you can get into that really quiet space, you guys watching the reading, and ask to be shown what is yours and what is theirs, that will help you out. And if you are feeling the stress and pressure coming from your person and they're overthinking, because if they overthink, they're going to dwell and they're going to obsess, and you will pick that up as well, because the two of you share this strong connection. It is that telepathic connection that is the pathway between each of your hearts and each of your souls and each of your minds. And you can be picking all of this up from your person. Ask the universe to return it to the sender. Ask the universe to tone it down, because you don't need to feel their stress and pressure. But I feel what they're also saying is they're having some pressure because of perhaps they're having problems with their job. Perhaps they're having problems with some financial things that all cropped up all at once. Perhaps they allowed their checking account, their banking account, to get way out of whack, and they weren't anticipating that that was going to happen, and then something crazy happened, and then it was just an avalanche of craziness with their finances. Perhaps they have pressure coming in from their family or some friends that are pressuring them and stressing them out as well. But your person is having to work through all of these things that cause them pressure and stress them out without your loving, guiding presence being around them. They're having to work through this all by themselves. And that as well is causing them to call out to you in the night, almost like they're screaming, help me, I need your help, I need you in my life. But they are the one who needs to bring you back into their life. And that is what they are working on as well. Let's see what else we need to know. What is coming through, please? When I walked away, I was lying to myself. Well, yes, they were. Because they took the path of least resistance. They didn't want to do the work that was going to be required of them to be in this connection with you. So they thought that they could walk away. They thought that they could run away because they didn't want to grow up, they didn't want to change, and they didn't want to evolve. But guess what? You can't escape it. When the universe says you've got to go through this growth, you've got to go through it. That is why they ran away, lying to themselves about not having feelings for you, saying this connection was one-sided, saying it was all in your head, saying that they couldn't be with you, and all of the other things that they may have presented to you in terms of excuses as to why they were walking away. And they know they lied to themselves, and they see that now. They wouldn't have admitted it then, back then when it first happened, that they were lying to themselves. But during the time you've been away from each other, they can definitely say that they did not act with honesty and integrity when they walked away from you and from this connection. And they are feeling a lot of that stress and pressure for that right now. And some of this stress that they're feeling stressed out about could also be because you're not in their life and they know that they're the one that's responsible for making that happen. In the past, they wouldn't have been able to say that. Oh, no, it was just going to be doomed anyway. So, I ended it because that was the right thing to do. What a load of crap that is. What your person did was they couldn't go through the growth. They couldn't look at themselves. They couldn't stand to see what you reflected back to them. Not that you did anything wrong. You did what you were supposed to do. And they knew that they were going to have to grow up, change, and evolve. And they were holding on for dear life to this old way of being, to this old life that they had about being immature and being irresponsible and not being accountable and not having to grow up. But all of that they can't run away from, because that is why they are here on this planet. Not only about having this relationship with you, but that is part of it, but also for the growth that they are going through for this lifetime as well. So by lying to themselves, they also lied to the powers that be. They lied to God. They lied to their angels. They lied to their guides. They lied to the universe. Oh my goodness. That was probably not the wise thing to do, was it? No, it actually wasn't, because all of the growth that they've been trying to avoid was going to happen anyway. It's just that the lessons were going to be harder. But that was their choice when they chose to lie to themselves and walk away from this connection. How can I approach you after all this time? Overthinking everything, stress and pressure. How can I approach you? What can I say? Will you listen to me? Will you accept my phone call? Will you respond to a text? Will you answer the phone if I call? Will you listen to my voicemail message? Am I blocked? Can I still reach you? These are the things that your person is thinking about. But they also know that these are just illusions and fears, because what I'm really hearing through all of this in this reading today is that in your person's heart and in their soul, they have the answer, just like you do, you guys watching the reading. And they are listening to what they truly know and believe in their heart and soul, with that faith that they feel about you and about this connection. And while all of this is swirling around your person and it feels like a hurricane at the moment, they are trying to get centered and grounded to be that eye of the hurricane and let all of this other stuff just kind of like swirl around them so that they can stay in this solid, grounded heart space, listening to their heart and listening to their soul to reach out and approach you. But this is what they're going to do. They're not going to be fearful about approaching you because they are growing up. And these are the things that they tried to avoid by running away, by walking away, by running, by ghosting, by denying the connection. I'm not going to grow up. I'm going to hold on to being immature because that's how I want to be. You can't do that. It doesn't work. You can try all you want to avoid the growth, but when the universe says, hello, you knocking on your door, it's time for you to change. You can resist it for a while, but ultimately you're going to have to go through that change and growth. It's just going to be harder because you've been resisting. But let's see what else we need to know. What else is coming through here? What is happening here? What do we need to hear? What do we need to know? I apologize for being indecisive and making you wait so long. Well, yes, you have. I'm talking to your person. You have made your person wait so long, and for some of you, it's too long, and you need to get moving and grooving here, person of the people watching this reading today, because it is time for you to grow up, and it is time for you to start making your way back so the two of you can have this fresh start. And stop thinking, please stop thinking, and start doing, and start following through, and start listening to your heart, because your heart is where all of the answers lie, and your soul is where all of your answers lie. I am talking to your person, okay? And I really feel that they are grasping this, and I feel that they are aware that it is time for them to start reaching out and doing something, because they're tired of the overthinking, because they just get stuck in this obsessive cycle. And what if? It's like it's this gas turbine that starts out really slow going, what if, and then what if. And that is literally how your person's brain works at times, because they know that they need to get out of their head and into their heart and follow what their heart and their soul are telling them, which is what they are going to do here. But let's see what else. Let's see what else we need to know. What other messages are coming through? What do we need to hear? Let's see what else. We'll use tarot now to get some further clarification. All I'm going to say is I think the tarot portion of this reading is going to be very interesting. Yes, I do indeed. I can't wait to see what shows up for this. Let's see what we need to know. What is coming through, please? The Six of Coins. Well, this is about your person seeing you as a blessing in their life. They're also aware that they did not acknowledge you or treat you as this blessing in their life. Well, for many, many of you watching this reading, and they know they need to give back to you the same way that you have always given to them. They see you as someone who has always been generous with your love, with your devotion, with your affection, by being nurturing and caring and supportive, by listening to them when they had problems, helping them deal through their stress and pressure, whether that was from work, their financial stuff, problems with the house, problems with the car, problems with their family, whatever it was, you were always there, being generous and nurturing and giving and supportive, as a happy, healthy partner is supposed to be. And they know that they need to return all of this to you, but they're definitely missing you. This is also about returning this balance to this relationship. Your person knows they allowed things to get out of whack within themselves, but also in this connection. They know that by overthinking and being in this place of their head and not listening to their heart, it allowed things to get really out of synchronicity here between the two of you, or out of whack, or in this place of severe imbalance. And they want to restore that balance to themselves and to this relationship. But let's see what else. See what else we need to know. What else do we need to hear for this reading today, please? What do we need to know? The Five of Coins. Ooh. Abandonment, rejection, financial loss, sickness, struggle, and isolation. Now that is interesting that came out under that card that says, I am under a lot of pressure these days and I feel stressed out. Interesting. The deck that I am using today is one of our tarot decks. There are 3 tarot decks that we have, and there is a link in the description for these cards, and we have put the meanings of the cards, of what the cards mean on them as well, to help you guys out that are trying to learn tarot or read for yourselves. Now, I do feel that this is interesting. Like I said, I'm under a lot of pressure these days and I feel stressed out. Well, I feel that this rejection could be that they have perhaps tried to get a new job, but they failed and were rejected from that job. I feel that this could also be about financial loss, and we talked about that as well with this stress and pressure. They may be dealing with some sort of illness. They may be feeling under the weather. They're just struggling in life in general because you are not around them. And many times when we don't have that calming, grounded, guiding presence next to us, we can definitely have to go through that struggle and feeling isolated. Now, obviously, the isolation is something they brought upon themselves, but so is this abandonment. They feel abandoned. You did not abandon them. I'm going to say that again. You did not abandon them, okay? They abandoned themselves when they abandoned this connection. When they walked away by lying to themselves, they abandoned themselves from this love, from this light, from this support, from this calm, grounding, nurturing, loving presence that you are. So they are having to take all of this in and realize that they have no one to blame but themselves. But again, overthinking will do that to you. Let's see what else we need to know. What else is coming through, please? The Three of Wands. Well, this is all about your person longing for you, actually. And that would make sense because they do miss you. They long for you. They want to approach you. They're afraid that you might reject them, but they're going to approach you anyway. Now, this tells us that progress is being made, that they are working through their things. Now, they're all going to be working through it at a different rate because your person, for all of you out there, your person is at a different stage of their spiritual growth and awakening. So they're all working through their things at their own rate, but they are working through it. But again, this is about them missing you. It is about them longing for you, but it also tells us that the wait is almost over because you are in the home stretch in terms of your person being away from you. Because what I'm hearing is they certainly do not like not having you in their life. And they have had to really go through what this feels like to not have you in their life. By abandoning themselves, by isolating themselves, by lying to themselves when they walked away. All of this stuff that your person is going through right now is their teacher. They chose to do it the hard way. They still have to have the lesson, but they're getting it. And they are awakening to all of this in their own way, in their own time. But they are making progress and they are working their way back towards you. And that can very well also be looking like a moving truck here. Perhaps you guys have talked about moving in together, having a home together, changing residences, or you guys watching the reading with this Five of Coins and Three of Wands being side by side. Is anyone out there changing house? Are you moving? Are you considering moving to a different house, to a different apartment, to a different condo, to a different city, to a different town, to a different country? That is definitely supported by this combination of Five of Coins and Three of Wands as well for you guys watching the reading. But let's see what else we need to know. What is coming through here? What is happening? What do we need to hear? The Two of Swords. Well, yes, things are at a stalemate. We all know this already. And your person is having to make a decision. And I feel that it is a difficult decision for your person to figure out what they're going to do. Because they are acknowledging that they've taken a long time. But as well, this is about your person, this Two of Swords, about them denying this connection in the past. That was them lying to themselves. Oh, I don't feel anything. No, this connection isn't real. No, my feelings for you have changed. It's all in your head. Whatever it was that your person said, however they said it too, right? But the Two of Swords is also about two-way communication because swords belong to the element of air. And air is things like thoughts, ideas, decisions, talking, okay? Two of talking, that's two-way communication with your person initiating this communication because they're making their way towards you because they are actually quite miserable without you in their life. And they want to acknowledge that you are this blessing, that you are this treasure in their life. And this is what they desire to get back to. Getting it out of this place of stalemate, out of this place of limbo where it's been stuck for some time. But let's see what else we need to know for this reading today, please. What do we need to hear? What is coming through? The Ten of Wands. Well, Okay, I'm actually not surprised the Ten of Wands showed up today. Especially with this card, I'm under a lot of pressure these days and I feel stressed out because the Ten of Wands is a card of stress. It is a card of carrying a heavy burden. It's also a card of carrying the weight of the world. And at the moment, the weight of the world is all of your person's guilt, regret, remorse, sorrow, and sadness for everything that they are carrying with them right now concerning this connection with you. It is overwhelming them because they're not only having to deal with all the crap that is going on in their life that is causing them to feel stressed out and bringing pressure into them, but they're also having to take this time to see and understand how they've ruined this connection and how they have brought so much heartache and devastation to you and to this relationship and to themselves, but also feeling all of the guilt for doing that. That is a heavy load and it is weighing your person down. But again, this is what they have to go through. This is what they have to experience. But as they apologize to you, that is going to lighten their load and that is going to make them feel so much better about everything. If you forgive them and give them this opportunity to come back into your life. And you guys as well can be feeling this pressure, this stress that your person is going through, because the Ten of Wands is not a happy card for the most part. Well, it can be when we're talking about the connection between you and your person, but the cards that we have on the table is really making me feel that yes, this is a heavy burden that your person is carrying at the moment, and it is stressing them out. And they are having to expend a lot of effort and energy on their own because they're having to work through all of these things that are pressuring them and stressing them out by themselves because that was their choice when they chose to go into this isolation away from you. But this Ten of Wands is also about the Ten of Wands is also about this intense connection the two of you share, because wands belong to the element of fire, and fire is about the passion. It is about this spiritual component to this connection as well. Let's see what else we need to know. What else is coming through? What do we need to hear, please? The Eight of Swords. Wow. This is about someone who has been listening to their fears, someone who has been in their head, someone who is definitely overthinking everything, feeling negative, having doubts, feeling hopeless, being in this mental prison. Yep. Perhaps even having a bit of a victim mentality in the past. All of this your person is working through because they need to be free of their fears. They need to come out of their head and into their heart. And I have said that several times during this reading. And I feel that that is what is happening with your person. They are coming out of their head and into their heart, because being in their head in that constant place of dwelling and obsessing is something that is exhausting them. And they know it's time to knock it off and get rid of all of the things that have allowed them to hold back from you, that have been interference, because it is a mental prison of their own making by being in their head and overthinking and not following their heart. But they are going to release all of this stuff and follow their heart as it leads them back to you. But let's see what else we need to know. What other messages are coming through, please? What do we need to know? The Knight of Cups. Well, this is someone who definitely follows their heart. So yay for that. The Knight of Cups is someone who definitely listens to their heart and listens to their soul and then follows through with what all of that is saying to them. The Knight of Cups is also someone who is very romantic, Prince Charming, Princess Charming, because the Knight of Cups is all about talking about love, talking about their feelings. But this also tells us that your person is going to talk to you and they're going to be coming at you from a place of their heart instead of at their head, being stuck in all of their obsessive thinking. This is about your person following their heart and being able to open their heart to you and be emotionally expressive and vulnerable with you. The Knight of Cups is a water sign, so that is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Let's see what else we need to know. What other messages are coming through? What do we need to know for this reading today, please? What do we need to hear? What is happening? The Three of Coins. Well, the Three of Coins is about building a partnership, building a relationship, because it is all about togetherness and your person acknowledging that the two of you make a great team, you make a great couple. It is about building the foundation for this relationship as you build a future with each other, being there to lift each other up, support each other, giving each other encouragement, which your person could definitely use a heavy dose of that about right now from you, that nurturing, loving support that you always gave them, helping them feel calm and peaceful when they were going through stressful times with whatever it was that they were dealing with, but definitely aware that not having you in their life and having to go it alone is something that does not make them very happy. But with this Three of Coins, it is definitely about building a strong foundation for this relationship, one that will not crack, that will not break. And if this is what your person has needed to learn during this time away from you, then it's hard for you to see it now, but when you come back together, you will understand why this disconnect time was so important for you and for this connection. And you will understand when your person shows up for you, being Prince or Princess Charming, someone who is able to come at you from their heart and from their soul, instead of always being stuck in their head. Let's see what else we need to know for this reading today. What messages does the collective need to hear? What do we need to know? What messages are coming through? What do we need to hear? And this is the King of Coins. What a stable energy this King of Coins is. The King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, guys. With the Knight of Cups and King of Coins combination, I actually love those two energies combined, because where the Knight of Cups is loving and talking about love and their feelings and following that up with their actions, the King of Coins is all about dependability and reliability and solidity and structure and being trustworthy and being honest and making sure that you feel cherished and safe and secure in their love. The King of Coins is an earth sign, so that is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. But this is about your person saying they want a future with you, because the King of Pentacles desires a long-term partner, and they want that relationship to feel safe, balanced, harmonious, secure, and healthy. And this, with this Three of Coins being right before it, the Three of Coins is the card of the builder. And it is about the two of you building this solid partnership for the future, where there is love, where there is passion, where there is so much understanding, where there is nurturing, where there is reliability and dependability, and your person doing what is necessary to make sure that you are not having to read between the lines anymore, because your person is going to be showing you and telling you all the time how they feel about you. Now, the King of Coins energy can be someone who is a bit of a workaholic, so that can be some of the pressure or stress that your person may be feeling at the moment, or perhaps as well for you guys watching the reading, you are having to work extra time right now. So just bear that in mind. But with that Three of Coins being here next to this King of Coins, it does talk about greater financial reward and greater financial balance, stability and security around you as you move forward, both individually and as a couple. So let's see what else we need to know. What other messages are coming through? What do we need to know, please? What is happening here? Angel of Balance. I love this card, and it has not come up for quite some time. This card comes with number 48. If anyone resonates with 48, 4 or 8, although 4 plus 8 does equal 12, which equals 3. So there's a whole litany of numbers there. Remember when we were talking in the beginning of the reading and I was saying how your person was in their head and not in their heart? Because they were out of whack. They were out of balance. They were all cattywampus, as I like to say. This is about your person being able to find that balance. This is about them able to bring their head and their heart into proper alignment so that they can have and you can have the best of everything. They'll be a great communicator. They will be communicating from their heart and from their soul. They will be so much more emotionally invested in this relationship and speaking loving words of you instead of being in that constant place of dread and fear and insecurity, and being in this doubtful place and feeling hopeless perhaps, and with this victim mentality, because all of that stuff is that Eight of Swords energy that is about that mental prison. But this Knight of Cups and King of Coins is releasing your person from this mental prison that they have been in. This is about putting balance back into this relationship and balance back into your person as well. Let's see what else we need to know. What is happening here? This card comes with number 22. And I love the number 22 because it resolves to 11 plus 11. In this card, we see this man looking at this, well, Victorian kind of picture display projector thing. And in this picture, he is looking at this woman who we assume is his intended or his beloved person. And she is actually walking with a letter that has a heart on it, carrying a red rose. So I feel that this is about your person thinking about sending you a letter of love, because the man in the projector picture is looking at his beloved, and she is getting ready to send a letter to him. Oh my God, I hope that made sense. Anyway, that is what this card is about. But also your person looking at your photos, looking at you however they can. Perhaps it's on social media if you have social media, or your own website if you have your own website, looking at old photos that they have of you. This is about them taking trips down memory lane and thinking about when times were happier between the two of you. But it's also awakening them to what they need to do to win it back and get it back, which is what this person plans to do, but will follow through on making happen, because the King of Coins energy is dependable and reliable and trustworthy, and someone who follows through. It is a very grounded energy, the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles, because they have gone through this transformation that your person's been going through, and found that structure and that balance and that peace within them that is causing them to be grounded, but also loving and expressive of that love with this Knight of Cups energy as well. And this is the energy of the reading. You do not have to be any of the signs that I've mentioned for this reading to work. This is the energy of the reading. And we have to also consider that every card has about 50 interpretations. And especially when we combine them with the other cards that are around it, it can make even more interpretations, which can kind of like really give a lot more explanation to some of the cards that are on the table. But let's see what else we need to know for this reading. What else do we need to hear? What else is coming through, please? What do we need to know? This card comes with number 20. If anyone resonates with 20 or 2 or 0, actually. Well, 0 is the number for a reset, but there's 2s on this card as well, 22 and 20. This card is about, as unusual as it looks, it is a card about faith and having faith. And this man is blindfolded. So perhaps it's about blind faith as well, perhaps. But I feel that what this is saying more than anything, you guys watching the reading, is to have faith in what is happening. Have faith in the divine plan. Have faith in your person. Have faith in this connection. Have faith in your angels and guides and in God and in the universe, but also have faith in yourselves for what you feel within yourself, what you feel in your heart, and what you feel in your soul concerning this connection with your person. Do you really believe that they are forever gone? It's okay that you may have a doubt from time to time, but if you find yourself in this Eight of Swords place as well, on your own, where you're feeling fearful, where you're negative, where you're doubting, where you're feeling hopeless, try to turn that around and try to let that go, because your person's going to pick up that energy from you because of the connection the two of you share. And, you know, from time to time, it makes sense that everyone will go to that place of questioning if this is real. Can this ever work out? What if they never call? What if I never see them again? What if I never hear from them again? What if? We can all get into those places. Guys, we're human. We're human. And so we all have those moments. It's just when we have those moments, what do we do to fix it? What do we do? And that is something that I feel you have to kind of like work through to find your faith and to find your own balance. You can do things like go for a walk. You can pray, you can meditate, you can distract your mind by doing something else, and you may have to do 12 something else's all at the same time to turn your thoughts off. And if that is what you have to do, then that is what you have to do. Because if you get into this dwelling place as well, your person's going to pick that up from you, and then that is just going to create this big vortex of energy going back and forth between the two of you. And right now, the energy between you and your person needs to be in this place of balance, in this place of harmony. And so this card, as strange as it looks, is a card of faith and believing in yourself, believing in what you know, believing in what you feel, what your angels and guides are encouraging you to believe as well. Having faith in God, having faith in the universe, whatever that higher power is for you, because ultimately it works out the way that it needs to work out. Because that is part of your soul blueprint, your soul contract with your person, that it works out the way that it needs to work out. But let's see what else we need to know, please. Apology, forgiveness. I actually do feel that your person is going to apologize to you. And I do feel that that apology is going to come in a very big and meaningful way, especially with the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles on the table right now, guys, okay? I apologize for being indecisive and making you wait so long. Their indecision is not about what they want. Their indecision is about how they're going to approach you. But they are figuring that out, and that's what that Knight of Cups and King of Coins is. Your person figuring out how they're going to approach you, how they're going to apologize, how they're going to ask you to forgive them, and how they're going to approach you to see if you will spend time with them and take them back into your life. Because they don't fully know, well, that is in their head, right? This comes back to their faith as well. I feel they have faith and they have a knowing in their heart and in their soul that you will allow them to return to your life. But let's see what else. See what else we need to know, please. Fantasy. Well, this is about daydreaming, imagining, and fantasizing. And that is something that King of Coins does, although they do spend a lot of time strategizing and thinking. They imagine what this life with you would look like. But the thing about the King of Coins is they follow through. Now, the fantasizing and the daydreaming, that pertains to that Knight of Cups energy. And they are fantasizing about you and fantasizing about this connection and how they're going to get it to this place of partnership that the King of Coins energy desires. So, you guys watching the reading, do you daydream about this connection with your person? Do you imagine what this life with them would look like? Do you fantasize it as well? Do you fantasize about it as well? Because these are parts of faith. When we consider what daydreaming and imagining and fantasizing is, it's a visualization, right? And when we visualize, we're kind of like trying to manifest it into our lives just by our thoughts. The same way that you would ask a prayer, you can visualize those same things. And to say a prayer and visualize it at the same time is so much more powerful. So when you find yourself in this negative mind space for yourself, you guys watching the reading, visualize and throw that prayer out to the universe or meditate, however you need to do that, to raise yourself up and lift yourself out of that emotionally negative space that you may get into. Realizations, epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings. While I do feel your person has had some major wake-ups and wake-up calls and epiphanies and understandings through all of this, because when they say, when I walked away, I was lying to myself, that is a major breakthrough. That is a major epiphany. I lied to myself when I walked away. Now, before, they may not have said that. They may not have been able to acknowledge that. But during this time away from you, they have a greater understanding and awareness of that. Now, yep, I lied to myself. I did it. I wasn't going to be accountable and responsible for that lie. But I am now because I'm miserable and I need to get you back in my life. That is an awakening. That is the epiphany that your person is having as well. The light bulb has come on and the light bulb is staying illuminated. But they have awakened because they are changing and evolving. And as I've mentioned before, when the universe comes along to get us moving and changing and transforming, they will pull us through that transformation, whether or not we want to go through it. If we have to be drugged through it all the way, kicking and screaming, that is what will happen. And when we do it that way, it does come with some very, very difficult life lessons, but yet we have them nonetheless. Because when it's time to change, you can resist for a while, but you ultimately have to go through those changes. Let's see what else we need to know. What is coming through here, please? What do we need to know? Exhaustion, depleted, drained, and long journey. Well, yes, this has, for some of you, very possibly been a very long journey. This stage of the journey that you are in right now. I know for some of you it's been weeks, for some it's been months, and I know for some it's been years that you have been in this place where you are with your person. And they are all working through this stuff as fast as they can. Everyone's in a different space on their journey back to completion. But they are working through it because their exhaustion is telling us that they are almost on the other side of this change. But they're also exhausted from having to deal with all of the stuff in their life by themselves without you. The things that stress them out, the things that make them feel pressure, the things that make them feel lonely, isolated, and abandoned, which, yes, they did bring upon themselves, but it is also exhausting them and depleting their energy to not have you in their life. And they feel drained. And they feel so much better when the two of you are together because you encourage them. You lift them up. You nurture them. You support them. You give them hope. You give them light. And you give them love. And this is why they are working on themselves, so that when they return, they can give these same things back to you, because they see and understand that life with you has so much more promise and is so much more hopeful and can bring so much more happiness, joy, and fulfillment than the life that they're currently living, which is why they want to come back into your life and see if you are willing to give them another chance to do it right with you, to build a healthy relationship with you, to have a partnership with you, but also to show you that they honor, cherish, love, and will respect you as the two of you build this partnership together that has such great potential to go the distance. This is your reading for today, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all of you so very much. Blessings of peace, love, and light to all of you. Have a great day, everyone.